Keller Williams guy. I can't think of his first name. His last name is Keller. And it was all about how we get overwhelmed with these lists of things that we need to do that are so important. And we spend so much time doing these things that are so important. But they aren't always the things that we need to do in order to help us achieve our ultimate goal. So being clear on that one ultimate goal and then breaking down those steps and just focus on the one thing. So if you've got a huge list of to-do things and you're feeling overwhelmed, look at each one of them and ask yourself, will this move me closer to achieving my goal today or this week? Okay, so that's what I want you to look at. Hey, and there I am on my page 2. So it's working. That's awesome. So Shay, that's my suggestion for you with the overwhelm, with anybody else feeling overwhelmed. Definitely just prioritize what is the thing that you need to do that will move you closer to achieving the ultimate goal. So I have a worksheet that I do with that. My ultimate goal is to fill my group coaching program that's coming up. I've got 10 spots in it, so it's not a lot of spots that I have to do. It's not like I have to sell 100. So what can I do every day to help me move closer to that goal? Well, I can have conversations with people. I can get on the phone with people. I can follow, I can send emails to my list. I can make a list of those kinds of things. But my number one thing that I know that brings me people into my programs is to get on the phone and talk to them. So that's what I'm going to focus on doing to get this program filled in April. Only 10 spots in it. So you know what? I feel like, yeah, I can do that. Actually, I'll rework that because I also don't just do one-off goals. I do small, medium, and large. So my goal is 10. My push is 15 people, and my challenge will be 20 people to really push myself out of my comfort zone, because that'll be a heck of a lot of work in those in that program. So to make sure everybody gets the quality that I want them to get. So yeah, there's my suggestion, Shay, on that. I'm glad you were here with us, even though you're feeling overwhelmed. I'm glad you're here. Let's start talking about day 2 lesson. And I see that I am working live everywhere. So put your questions in the chat box, either in the group or on my page. I'm on both. They're both working. If you're on my page and you haven't gone through the challenge, then I'm going to want you to go and sign up for the challenge still. You can still get in. That is available to you at socialmediaminder.com/FB Made Easy. I'll put that in the comments on my page so that what we're talking about will make more sense to you. But you can still get lots of great content from this. So yesterday in the challenge, we talked about setting your page up to attract your ideal customers and having it positioned in a way that represents you to attract them to you with ease. And today we're going to talk about creating great content that attracts them. So you can see there's a progression here. Let's create that content that attracts your ideal audience. And I'm going to apologize again. I've got a heck of a head cold. And so if I'm a bit snuffly and I certainly sound different to myself, I apologize for that. And I may need to just step off screen to blow my nose because that seems to be endless. So create content that attracts your ideal customer. And so first things first, use your page. If you don't use your page, you won't get results. And using your page even once a day or once a week is not considered enough anymore. So a lot of people say to me, and I swear almost every day I hear this, I post on my profile because I get so much more engagement on my profile. And so I don't post on my page because hardly anybody sees it anyways. Facebook's out to get me. The algorithm stops people from seeing it. And so I don't even bother because nobody sees it and I get no engagement. And one of the things about the algorithm, excuse me, I apologize. Please just bear with me. Excuse me. So one of the things that I say to people is, yeah, there's this algorithm. It's not out to get you. The algorithm is not your enemy. The algorithm is there to keep the overwhelm down. Thanks, Jory. I'm sorry to be sharing my pain. My daughter's had this for 3 weeks, so it was bound to happen. So the algorithm is not there. Facebook is not against small business. Are you kidding? They make so much money off of small businesses running ads. They do not want small business to stop working. So what it is there for, though, is to motivate you to do Facebook, to do social media, to do social marketing properly in a way that will get you customers and clients. And so the algorithm works like this. If you post regularly, the algorithm recognizes that. And if you post irregularly, the algorithm recognizes that. If you post regularly and you get no engagement on that, nobody responds to it, likes, comments, or shares, the algorithm recognizes that. And based on your actions and your audience's reactions, the algorithm adjusts your future reach. It's really that simple. And I mean, there's hundreds of articles you can read out there that will decipher this and break it down into some really serious mumbo jumbo techie crap. It doesn't have to be that tough. It is that simple. Post regularly, post frequently, post content that your audience wants to engage with, and your algorithm will not, your reach on your page will not suck. So I did this experiment. I abandoned my profile. I treated my profile like many people treat their business pages, and I only posted on my page. And I upped the level of personability on my page, because we look at our business pages and we go, this is for business. I have to be professional. I have to put on that professional hat. I have to do only professional marketing posts. I can't let them see the real me. Well, you know what? That doesn't work. People want to see the real you. Unless you're Walmart, unless you're Zellers, unless you are, Zellers is defunct, Target, unless you are Starbucks, people know they aren't talking to the CEO. And they join those big, massive pages for certain reasons. They like our pages, the smaller businesses, the solo entrepreneurs, the heart-centered entrepreneurs, the service-based people, the local brick and mortar businesses, because they want a different kind of relationship with us. So they don't want to see those very static, one-way promotional posts. Okay? So I only posted on my page. And I posted in a more friendly and personable manner, never intimate. You never see me bitching or complaining or washing my dirty laundry on Facebook. It never will happen. And believe me, I sometimes feel like it, but I don't, right? I keep control over myself. So what I saw happened was that my reach on my page without any ads went to about half of what my page was. So 50% of my page was seeing my content because of regular, consistent, engaging, personable content. They were engaging with it. They were responding to it. They were, liking, commenting, and sharing. I wasn't running ads to it. I was just posting more often. I was posting stuff that they liked. I looked at, every time I posted and there was no reaction, no engagement to it, I looked at that as market research, and I just adjusted what I was posting, and I grew my reach. So I've got, almost 23,000 people on my page that like my page, and my reach was at about 2,000. And then I started this process of posting more often and more personally and really connecting with people, and it went up to about 13, 15,000 without any ads. So you can affect this change. I just cannot encourage you enough to focus on your Facebook page. If you are using Facebook for business, focus on your page, and then you will get the results there that you want. Okay? So post a variety of content. Post often, 3 to 5 times a day. We talked yesterday about how to know what time people are on. Pick those peak periods for a couple of them, and then throw in some other ones. Share some things in there around what you're doing out and about with your family. I connect with my audience, my customers, my clients are moms and dads who have families who want to build an online business, who want to know how to do it in the shortest time possible and cut through the learning curve as fast as possible so that they can make more income and have more time to spend with their family, pick up their kids from school, go to Disneyland, travel the world, whatever it is that they want to do with that time and money freedom, whatever that looks like for them. And so if I'm only showing them sign up for my freebie, buy this program, statistics, here I am speaking at this. We don't have a connection. There's a disconnect. So as soon as I started showing, here's my family in Disneyland, here we are out for an afternoon of fun together, my lifestyle started speaking to them, because my lifestyle is such that I live the life. Fabulous VA, and she posts once a day for me on my page. So I know every day, even if I miss it, if I'm sick, if I'm down for the count, one post is going to go out, and it's going to be of content that I've approved and that I want. And it's, you know, the inspirational quotes. She does a recipe. She shares stuff from my blog. She schedules that out in advance for me, and I tell you, she's awesome. I just it's been such a joy to find her. And then I do the rest of the stuff, because the rest of the stuff is way more personal, okay? So first things first, we've set the page up to receive traffic. Now let's use it as if we really want traffic to it. Let's not use it as if we want to abandon it and not have traffic. And content, and more content is the key, okay? Hey, Sherri-Lee, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. That's my sister from Kamloops. So there's a bunch of tutorials that you can post in your group that get you the best engagement. Those slides are there for you in the members area as well. Follow 10 industry leaders, content leaders, thought leaders of your industry that are a bit farther along in the path, have achieved a little bit more success than you, that are people you look up to. Find them in Facebook and follow like their page, and then you can share content from them. What that is a ripple effect. They create great content. You don't have to create that same content. You can share theirs. They notice that you're sharing their content, and hopefully they reciprocate or they acknowledge it, and their audience sees that you're sharing it, but you're putting out to your audience, look, I'm connected to this person and I can share their content with you, so you don't have to go out and follow everybody. And then plan a variety of content, and I've also given you the results tracker, which is in the members area as well, and I really encourage you to download that and use it. It's a great way to track what are the posts that you're putting out there, what are the results that each post has had, because unless you are tracking this and analyzing it at the end of a week, you're not going to know what works and what doesn't work. And if you're not analyzing it, you're not marketing it. So please, use that results tracker. I created that for you to make this process easier for you. Okay? So Michelle has a question. When you say to post 3 to 5 times a day, is it the same content or different each time? Oh, different each time, Michelle. Absolutely. Different content. Every one of those posts is different, for sure. Great question, though. Thank you for asking. Let me see if there's any questions on my page. All right, good. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. Sorry, remember what we're talking about. Then there's a bunch of post ideas for you here, and I really want you to stretch your thinking about the types of content, because I know it can feel a little overwhelming. I got to post 3 to 5 times a day. What am I going to do? 5 blog posts? 5 questions? That sounds like a lot, right? Excuse me one second. Inspirational quotes are really good. Relatable images. So, something that might be like a spoof of fun around your industry, right? Like if you're a financial planner or a tax person, if you're an accountant right now, find some funny meme about accountants and tax time. For goodness sakes, talk about being able to laugh at yourself and play to what others are already thinking. That's going to really reduce a lot of barriers between you and prospective clients, right? It's going to make you stand out from other accountants who take themselves very seriously. Post post your blog content, post personal quotes from celebrities, caption this post. So like a picture, of two dogs, and you say, caption this, and people love responding to those. Contests are super fabulous. I just recently did a contest for a client who is having a Women of Worth event in Kelowna in April, and we did a contest to give away 2 tickets. And a page that had been really flat, we went through all of this, and I taught her about posting frequently and the different types of content. And then we did this contest, and her reach exploded. She had about 125 comments on that post. Super, super effective, fabulous way of getting people to engage. And once they engage, remember, Facebook runs on a 7-day window. So if you get them to engage on Wednesday, you can bask in that over 7 days. You want to keep doing it, right? So that the 7 days just keep cycling. Behind the scenes, if you have a business, if you have a storefront, show a little bit of your staff that are, what they're doing. If you've got themes in a day, if it's like casual day, that sort of thing, share some of those sorts of things so that people can see who you are and what you do. If you're like me and you put your kids to work for you, share that. My kids do a lot of fun stuff for me. So, share that stuff. I include them in there. Page share days like we do here in the group, do it on your page. If you're a local business, give other local businesses an opportunity to promote their business page on your page. It takes a while to get that one going, but after a while it does really take off. Ask open-ended questions, simply yes or no questions, multiple choice questions, that sort of thing. Create offers. Get a little personal, funny posts about your niche. We talked about that. Fill in the blanks. Throwback Thursday content, that's always great. I'm just going to address this question from Ramona. If you're posting on Facebook, should you have different content for Instagram? Great question. I don't think that your content should be exactly the same on every channel all the time, because you'll have people following you back and forth. Now, having said that, there's a caveat. Once in a while, it's okay. So as I said, Abigail posts once a day for me, my inspirational quotes and recipes and blog posts. So once a day, those are going to go out, and Abigail's going to, set those up for me a month in advance. Then once a day, I post a truth bomb from Danielle Laporte on my Instagram, and I allow that to go on onto my Facebook page. I don't mind that one going out once in a while because it's great content, but I'm not going to have it be all exactly the same. We want to have variety. You don't want people to be on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, seeing all the same content from you in all the same places. Each one of those channels work differently. And having said that, my posts on Facebook go out onto Twitter, and on my Facebook page go out onto Twitter. Now, why? Because Twitter has such few characters. Twitter will truncate my Facebook posts. They're longer than 140 characters. It'll truncate. If I can make those first 140 characters really engaging on my Facebook post, it goes out onto Twitter, and then Twitter provides click here to read the rest. It drives people to my Facebook page. But that's not my exclusive strategy. We do create different content on all the channels. Share your expertise. Recognize national days that are coming up. Recognize the day of the week or the month or the year. Say good morning, say good night. Be friendly. Act like you care about these people, because I know you do. Holidays, acknowledge customers. Take a picture of a customer. So-and-so just came in. We did a custom ordered birthday cake for her, or a custom ordered quilt, or we made the wedding dress for this customer. Look how happy she looks. Share successes with your customers, of your customers. If you're a nail tech, take pictures of customers' nails when you're done. A hair studio, take pictures of their hair as they're leaving. If they approve, and tell them you're going to share it on social media. Offer to tag them. Give them that. Give them something for saying thank you, because they're helping to promote you. Abigail asks, does the content have to be all about what you do as a business? I know your page. You even share a recipe a week and inspirational quotes and things. So those things are okay no matter what niche you're in. Great question, Abigail. So it should not be all about you and your business. Absolutely not. So look at these post ideas. If you're asking questions, caption this. If you're holding page share days, if you are, recognizing national holidays, it's not about your business. It's not about what you do. It's recognizing occasionally what you do. It's recognizing successful customers and clients or people who've come in. That tells people what you do. Michelle is a sewer. And, if she was to take a picture of a client with a project she worked with and, talked about this happy client, she's talking about the client and how the client is happy with her service. It's telling people what she does, but not overtly, right? It's not in your face. Family, if that is all parts of your business that especially if you're a solo entrepreneur, that will all be part of your business, I would think. Maybe not so much if you're a brick and mortar, but then you look at how can I include my staff and my customers and clients into my business then when they come in. So an example is my client, Vanilla Clothing Boutique in Langley. We do Fashion Friday every Friday afternoon on her Facebook page. And she has invited her loyal customers to come in and be models for that day. We have a glass of wine and some appetizers, and these ladies look through the store, pick clothes that they want to wear. Deanna picks clothes for them. She's making it about having fun with them, and it's promoting her business. And she's had a tremendous increase in sales from that. So, she's promoting her business in a very roundabout way, but it works. All right. Excuse me again, one moment. Goodness. So ask questions that get engagement. And questions are one of my favorite things to do because they're so simple. But we want to make sure we ask questions that people are going to answer. It is, people are very, very rushed and they don't have a lot of time. So we want things that they can answer quickly. Multiple choice is great. And, the 4 questions is super quick, yes and no. We want closed questions are good. Open questions are okay. Once you get some of those people engaged, then they're going to be more willing. But let's start with those closed questions to get them engaging, and then let's add the open questions. And I see Anita's got a question on my page. I just want to address that. Once I asked people if they can see my post, and it reached a lot of people very quickly. I still don't know why did this post get so big attention. I posted in the evening on a weekday. Those kind of posts really do get a lot of attention because people see it. One person sees it and says, well, of course I see your post. And so they respond. And because they responded, Facebook puts it in the news feeds of more people because they want you to know that they see it because maybe they're friends or family or they know you. And so they want to be supportive. And it's a snowball that happens, right? So one person does it, Facebook gives it to 2 people. 2 people do it, Facebook gives it to 4 people. 4 people do it, Facebook gives it to 10 people. And it grows from there. But there's no value to those posts. That's not adding any value to your audience that would make them want to engage with it so that they will come back and look for future posts. That's not positioning you as an expert or letting them know that you know what you're talking about. So make sure that you're always coming from a place of value. I see a lot of those people, let's see how many of my friends pay attention to this post, copy and paste it, will you do it? That's one way of getting people to respond and engage, but it's not moving you forward in your mission to grow your business. All right. So multiple choice questions, yes or no questions work really well. Make it about learning about your audience. Expand your topics. So if you are a realtor, know that your client base are going to have long purchases and sales. So you're always got to bring in more and more new people. So you could ask, what style of house do you like? Do you like a house, apartment, townhouse, or condo? You could have 4 pictures around that. Do you like this house or this house? laundry upstairs or laundry downstairs? These are the kind of questions that is market research, and you're learning a lot about your audience. You're going to find out what kind of houses they're looking for. As soon as they're looking for a house, you may have a house already ready for them, right? Because you know what they're looking for. And it's not about you selling them a house. It's not you saying, hey, I got this house for sale, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, right? That's really in your face, and we don't want to be that. But if they remember because you had a series of questions that you asked that got them thinking, maybe they'd never thought about, what they wanted exactly, and then in 3 months they're on the market for a realtor, they're going to remember you because they had fun with you. You engaged them, you entertained them, and you educated them. That's the key. Okay, so always ask yourself, am I informing, educating, or entertaining in this post? Keep that at your top of your mind, and that will help you to create posts that will get people to respond. So I gave you some examples this morning. What's important is that you ask questions and then give them an easy answer. And then whatever the responses that you get, whether it is 10 comments, 100 comments, or 0 comments, it's all market research. So whatever the feedback is, it's all feedback. You're learning about it. If you get 0, don't ask that again, or try something like that at a different time, or just don't ask it again. And if you get like 100 responses, then ask more of that, right? Wash, rinse, and repeat, okay? Then we talked about, I gave you a task to create questions to get more engagement today. So that's all in the members area. It's all testing. It's all market research. And then, don't take it personally. I think that's a big key. When I realized that about 90% of what I do isn't going to work, it freed me up to do 100%. So that means I do 10 posts and I expect 9 of them will have engagement, and I know 1 will be great. I will find 1 that is that sweet spot that people respond to out of every 10. Are you ready to make that commitment to make 10 posts to get 1 that really takes off? It's my same philosophy around ads. I'll do 10 ads to find 1 that really takes off. And that will free you up from seeing posts that don't have much engagement as failures and allow you to see them as market research. So then when you're done the task for today, make sure you're going to the Badass group and you're leaving the URL for that specific post under the day 2 thread. That way people can click on that link and go and help you get the ball started, right? It doesn't matter that the people in the challenge may not be your audience. Some of them may be, but they will go to your page and start, they'll like it, they'll comment, they'll share. Facebook will see that and they will give it to more people to help you get that snowball going. All right, so any other questions about today's content at all around that? And remember, if you haven't signed up, it's not too late. You can get in and get the content from yesterday and today. The URL is socialmediaminder.com/FB Made Easy. And I appreciate, I'm seeing hearts and thumbs up from you guys on the videos. I appreciate that. That helps with the engagement, and sharing these videos really helps too. Facebook sees that, and remember, they like shares. So the more shares we can get on things, the more people will see it, the more people we get into our group, into our community that we can do business with, that we can support, and that we can grow relationships with. Ramona, you go back and watch that training. It'll be there for you. You can just go ahead and watch it whenever you can. I know, everybody's days are different, right? So you got to do it when you can do it. But get it done today. Tomorrow's a whole new training. So tomorrow's Wednesday, day 3. We're going to have another training out for you and another live stream tomorrow at noon. Any other questions? Hey, and Ramona, Shay is right there with you. She hasn't done the training yet, and she feels the same way. You guys just go do it. It's okay. It's never too late. It's never too late to get started. Just do it and get it done. And I know that you can do it. I know that everybody's days are busy and everybody has a lot of things on their plate. And just take out 10 minutes and do it and get it done and get started. We all started at the same place. So I'm 100% behind you guys. I know you can do this. All right, so any other questions about today's lesson, about what's coming, although I'm not going to tell you what's coming. And we'll be back here tomorrow at noon. Hopefully I will be feeling better and less congested. Yeah, go ahead, Ramona. What's the question? Just waiting for Ramona to type her question out. I think she had a question. Yesterday I went in my About page and added 3 categories, but it's showing the third one, not the primary one I listed. Well, that's Facebook for you. Hey, I just discovered yesterday that they allowed you to put more than one category. Typical of Facebook that they are going to randomly select it. So, I guess your choice is you can either remove the other categories and just leave that one primary one that you want, and or you can leave it. Maybe they're going to cycle. I don't know. This is a fairly new change. It's different from a month ago. So maybe they're going to cycle. So that's okay. You can either go and remove the other categories and just leave the primary one, or you can let Facebook decide for you. Okay. Sorry about that, Ramona. And Jory, go ahead. What's your question? I don't know if they're going to cycle through them. I'm just, guessing. So, Jory, go ahead and wait. We'll wait for your question too. If anybody has any super amazing cold remedies, please let me know. And sinus headache remedies, please let me know. You mentioned, Jory, where's that question? You mentioned about getting your page verified by changing the category. Did you use your personal phone number to have Facebook call you? Let me think about that. I used my cell phone, which is my business phone number. So yeah, and then they called me. I hope that helps, Jory. And I think it was just a text message they sent me, or it was an automated message or something like that. I'm not sure. I went through this process a number of times, and I ended up having emails back and forth with them. So I'm a little fuzzy. It's been a year on when it was verified, so I'm a little fuzzy. But yeah, just give them a phone number. Like I have my status. It's partly people look at it and go, okay, so Facebook has checked you out a little bit and says that you are legitimate. So that's a little bit there. So that's part of it. You have a little bit of legitimacy perceived because people see that verification and that legitimatizes you. But you also then have access to use another app that Facebook has called Mentions, which is only available to pages that are verified. And it allows you to connect with different pages that maybe you wouldn't know. At first, it was only available to celebrities and people with verified pages. Now, it was only available to celebrities and personalities, those sports personalities. And then it opened up to people who are verified. So you can kind of find a different audience of people there. But when you do a Facebook Live on your page through your phone, you could now use the Mentions app. And I find that I always, when I do that, I get a much greater reach than I do if I just do it through my page. Oh, Jory, you're having the same experience I had. You got several messages, and each time when you put in the number, they denied it. Yeah, I had that same issue. There is a place where you can appeal, or you can message them in that process. I had that same problem happen, and look for it. There's a help or some sort of something that's like a help for this, and you can send them a note. And I think that's what I had to do, and push it to the next level to say, hey, you guys keep sending me this. I keep putting it in. You keep saying it's wrong. And then they had to look at it manually. Pretty sure that's what I had to do, Jory. And please let me know if I'm mispronouncing your name. I think that's how it should be done. I apologize if it's wrong. Okay, you guys, any questions left? If not, I'm going to say love you and leave you and go and try and take care of this cold. I'll be on the group. If you have any more questions, leave the questions in the group under the thread for today, please, so that we can keep it all localized and everybody see if I can keep everybody's conversation around day 2 in that one thread, so that we can all find things easily, okay? And tomorrow noon, you guys can tell, you'll be able to see if I feel any better. And tomorrow at noon, we will have our live stream right at noon about the lesson of day 3. I look forward to that. You guys are doing awesome. This is so much fun. I just love going through these challenges and getting so many new people coming in and seeing what is possible on Facebook around their engagement, what they can do to really increase their engagement. Print off that results tracker and get a bunch of posts out there and start really using your page properly. You'll be amazed how different your page interaction will be in a week. Okay? All right, you guys, you are awesome. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on Facebook, and we'll see you tomorrow.